Welcome back, episode 35 of Revisited, and... Oops, not 35, 36. That's my fault. 36 of Revisited. This is our last video before Bleach Month, our last...
Bleach Month, yep, Bleach Month.
I am all out of sorts today.
My goodness.
Boy, all them Mark comments is just killing me.
Oof, in my opinion, you have screwed up.
No, you know what? You have to be correct.
This is a no-opinion zone. No opinions, y'all. Y'all lost y'all privileges for opinions. You gotta earn it back. Shut up.
It's like a kid on punishment. Just took away their game console. Do some chores, and you can play the game again.
What a shield. Impenetrable shield of opinion.
Yeah, everybody has an opinion, and everyone's entitled to it. But an opinion can absolutely be wrong. Y'all need to learn that. And it's you know what? Let's not get it. Not even getting into it.
We should just make like a little side opinions video.
Oh, I am down for that. 100%.
Just a little 20-30 minute boy.
So this one we're going back to LoverBoyMedia. The last one we did by him was Batman v Superman and why he loved it, and Zack Snyder and all that stuff. This one is called Why I Love the Last Jedi: The Spark Inside Us. Star Wars Defined.
That is a chunky title.
Yeah, I probably can't fit all of that into mine.
Really quickly, what are we thinking about Star Wars?
Star Wars has always been a roughly okay to pretty good series that was vastly elevated by the time it was done, and it captured the imagination of a generation, and because of that, it was elevated to a superstardom phenomenon pop culture level. Nowadays, we no longer have that. All we have are the stories themselves. Yeah. And I think people are starting to realize that the story of Star Wars is a very limited story that can be told because the universe itself is so limited.
They make it so limited. There's so much that can be done, but it always have to come back to the Jedis and the Empire and this and this. Mandalorian, it was just like, everyone says first season, whatever, it's fine, it's cool. Then you got Baby Yoda, it's just like that's an attachment to Yoda. You got the Force, and then the second season, it's just like they turned that bucket clean over. It was just like Ahsoka, Luke, Jedis here and there, Force, all this crap. It's just like you are. What about a story that's just like 5,000 years in the past that has nothing to do with this garbage? We always have to be tethered back to the stuff that we know so that people may clap.
Or 300 years in the future where it's just like the Jedis won and now we're just dealing with like space pirates.
Yeah. Because it's like, what is it, like 30 years in the future when you get into The Last Jedi? It's like, Luke Skywalker, that's a legend. The Force, that's a myth. It's like, 30 years? It's like, it's the Civil War, that didn't happen.
How long ago was that? Look at watch.
Yeah, Martin Luther King, who? It's 30 years.
Like, it's not that long ago. Shoot, 30 years for us is in 91. Yes.
Oh boy. Oh, you see what happened? I went to Martin Luther King thinking that was 30 years ago.
Oh, 30 years ago.
Oh, my goodness.
Was 90.
Oh, stop time.
So, you had all the little, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman 89 and Batman Forever. Think about that. Batman Forever, that movie, I don't think that even exists.
Yeah. Monica Lewinsky, what'd she do? Who is that? Somebody like her is well known enough. Are you talking about Luke Skywalker, savior of the galaxy? He's a myth? But yeah, the sequel trilogy, these last three films, boy, are they bad.
Nah, I don't say that. I say the first one is pretty okay.
The first one is okay, yes.
The second one, Last Jedi, is a mess. And the third one tried to fix the mess, but made it so much more messy. Because all they did was listen to fans and go, they didn't like this, let's correct it. They didn't like this, let's correct it.
The third one is such an unenviable task of just like, I have to wrap it up, I have to fix the mistakes of the last one, and I have to make everybody happy. That is just like, whoa, boy, they should have been like, all right, we just split this into two.
They should have just picked two of those. I gotta wrap it up, I gotta fix the problems of the last one, and I gotta make everybody happy. Pick two of those.
Just two.
People aren't going to be happy, but it's going to be fixed and wrapped up.
Just like you pick an angle.
So,
I think that they are very poor. Very poor. The prequels, boring is the best I can say about those.
It's like a tangible boring.
Yeah.
Like a palpable boring where you could taste and feel the boring.
It's like this dude had an idea and he thought it was interesting.
And nobody else did. And Jar Jar Binks still the worst character ever created in Star Wars. Pure caricature.
It's really bad. The argument could be made in other places.
One other place.
The argument could be made for, man.
Exactly.
Where could it be made?
Exactly. Not even extended.
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks is the worst character. And then they took one of the most influential pop culture icons in Darth Vader, and they made him some whiny teenager, and it's just like, people didn't want that. Yeah. They wanted some dude that was just gonna be like 17 and just like, whatever, wop, just some calm, cool dude.
Yeah, if it was him like in the third movie for 3 movies, I think people would have been a lot more accepting. Just like, he's already got that darkness within him, but now you just sort of like see him slowly turn. But he was just like, kill him, dead. Yeah, I've turned.
If it was more like piecemeal,
gradual, yeah. They did a little bit more in the second one where they were just like, I killed all the younglings. But then he had a reason because they killed his mama. There was no just like, it's a whole thing. We'll get to him one day. Mm-hmm. But for now, we got this Last Jedi one. The Last Jedi I think is the worst of the sequel.
I think Rise of Skywalker.
I can understand why you say that, but there's so it's everything fits into itself in the Rise of Skywalker. There is no like blatant holes or like this is so pointless that why is it here or anything like that. Everything is very this needs to be here.
But it opens up with just like we need this device to access this message to, and then
indeed, but they needed it. But they needed that boy.
Why? And they already collected like 2 of them, and they just needed the third one. And
it was a Wayfinder.
Yeah.
And there were 3 Wayfinders. One of them, we saw Kylo getting in the beginning. Mm-hmm. One was in the throne room. And I think Palpatine just had the other one.
Okay, why? Where were they?
Because you needed the Wayfinder to get the Exegol to get the Palpatine.
Where were they?
But
in the last movies.
What do you mean?
Why weren't they...
Palpatine wasn't a thing in the last movie. Why would they need him?
Isn't he technically, since Snoke is just in a jar somewhere, so his hand should have been...
Oh, that's real bad. They just had to go, we need to do something with Snoke, but we ain't got time. We got a scene and we got a line established.
I think the reason you say that it's so much more, everything fits into it, is because the things that fit into it are all answers. They're not setting up new questions and stuff. So they're just wrapping everything up, including fixing mistakes of the previous movie. The previous movie was answering while also still presenting questions, so you can head into that last one just like blah, blah, blah. That's why I think everything mattered or led to something or all tied into each other in this in the last movie. I think Rise of Skywalker is the worst.
That's fine. That's your opinion.
Yeah, and I can't be wrong. Opinions. Let's get into it.
What defines Star Wars to me? Well, I hear that question and is immediately like...
Who asked this question?
Hey, guy, what defines One Piece to you?
I was thinking that question.
It's like, what kind of question is that? What do you mean?
I can't even really say adventure because for the last little course, they just kind of been. It's a lot of just staying on one island for the second half. So I don't know.
All right. You don't like One Piece as much as he likes Star Wars.
Apparently.
Like, I don't know, 1,000 things that start running through my head. I'm in love with Star Wars after all, and I mean, like, yeah, pretty much all of Star Wars, so where would I even start? There's so many stories, so many scenes, so many moments and actions and ideas across so many mediums that the easiest answer to what defines Star Wars to me would just be to say, well, all of it.
What a cop-out.
What a cop-out. Why even ask the question?
Yeah, there's no... What do you like about Star Wars? Star Wars.
No, not even what you like about it. What defines it?
I'm making it a simpler question.
Okay. But, okay, what is definitive? What is the thing that makes Star Wars Star Wars? Oh, all of it. I would say lightsabers.
I guess, but The Mandalorian has so little lightsabers.
And people will say it's good.
I'd say... I don't know. But I'm not the biggest fan of Star Wars, but...
It's such a broad question.
It's like family or something? Family is a big theme in Star Wars.
Relationships, maybe?
Sure. Or all
what
of
if
it.
I can only choose one thing? What if I had to find just one story, one scene, one moment or action or idea that I see
Words
everything
on
I love
screen.
about this amazing, gigantic, beautiful,
Oh my goodness.
totally weird space fantasy about dynasties and empires and a mystical
do these
energy that
do,
exists
these
within
words?
every living thing? What if I had to define what Star Wars is to me through a single point that sets my imagination on fire? That's what we're doing here. The rise of Skywalker is upon us, so my boy Mauricio from Brown Table has brought together a group of amazing creators and me to talk about what defines Star Wars to each of us if we were to break it down to just one thing. There's a lot of incredible pro Star Wars stuff here from a lot of incredible people, so make sure you catch all of it in the Star Wars Defined playlist. I linked it below. Hey everyone, do you hear? I get to do this super cool collaboration with a bunch of other YouTubers about Star Wars, and it's gonna be all... cares! Yeah. Anyway, choosing just one thing. Right. Do I go for the 1977 original and gush about the first
talk
time
about
John
something,
Williams
please.
threw down Binary Sunset? Do I talk about how Empire Strikes Back is just 124 minutes of peak sci-fi that allowed Star Wars to be everything it is today? Do I get all choked up talking about the gloriously emotional final minutes of Return of the Jedi, or how, you know what? How I actually love the prequels. I could go into all that glorious ILM technical wizardry, or Jewel of the Fates, or how much I stan Natalie Portman as Padme. I could talk about how much I adore...
So he just goes, I could talk about the visuals. I could talk about just superficial stuff. Not story, nothing. Just Natalie Portman, an actress, acting a role.
Yeah, every bit of Star Wars is defined by the character Padme.
Oh boy.
How much I adore Obi-Wan or Palpatine or almost any element of Revenge of the Sith, especially all the things I feel during the execution of Order 66, but is that really the part of Star Wars I feel the strongest about? Do I talk about that badass Samurai Jack animated show that blew my mind as a kid, or about how Rogue One reminds me of all the things I love about the original?
You know why I remind you of that? Because they just went, here's all the things from the original.
Please clap.
Please clap. And here you are clapping.
Take a deep dive into how The Force Awakens means the world to me, or how Solo and the Mandalorian...
Solo?
Solo is real bad.
Solo, my guy.
Solo, real bad. Boy, that was a boring movie. That movie was just like, why do we need to know any of this stuff?
What's your name?
Who is this?
It's Han. Family name?
I don't have any. Han.
Solo?
Huh? Do we need that?
and The Mandalorian display the wonderful versatility of the Star Wars universe.
They told the story of a character we already knew, and then they threw Baby Yoda in your face.
And then they threw in Boba Fett, and then they threw in Ahsoka Tano, and then they threw in...
And you know what happened? People saw these things and they clapped before the episodes ever came out.
They jizzed because you got to see this character. Just seeing them. Not what they're doing. Not if it makes any sense. Just the fact that they exist.
The answer is no. I don't talk about any of that because the thing that defines Star Wars to me and everything I love most about it is this. Yeah, this is it. I'm finally talking about The Last Jedi.
Finally!
Look, I know having anything nice to say about this movie on the internet ain't the wisest of ideas. It's been a while since I've discussed it because I'm just tired. A lot of you are probably still very mad at this movie, and that's okay with me. I rebuke none of how you feel. If The Last Jedi isn't representative of what defines Star Wars for you, that's fine. It does, however...
It don't have to be what defines Star Wars for you. It wasn't good. Did you like it? You don't have to put everything into this what it defined. No. How was it? Well, no. How'd you like Star Wars? Well, did it define anything for me? Not necessarily.
Why are people always like, I'm not trying to change your opinion. I'm not trying to change how you feel. This is just my opinion. Blah, 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 blah. This should be known without needing to be said. Do you expect your audiences to be so dumbed down that they can't do anything but go, he said this, so he's trying to change my way of thinking?
We've hit those comments, so yes. There are... I think that once a YouTuber gets to a certain amount of people going, oh my goodness, opinions, stop trying to change my opinions. These are my opinions. They just get like, okay, I ain't trying to change nobody's anything, so that the comment will just stop.
Represent a whole damn lot for me though, and that's what I'm talking about here. This is why I love it. I'm not asking you to agree with me at all. This is only what I personally get from the movie.
This man he tries so hard to just go, this is just me, guys. You do you. This is me. Hey, this is me. Please just know this is me. So don't leave any comments of anything. Just going, you said, it's just me. It's just my opinion. This is just how I feel. You can feel a totally different way. It's totally cool. It's cool. It's cool.
So what we need to pay close attention to when he says something that's qualifiable. Like, this shot is good. Something like that.
Movie, maybe just, I don't know, listen to what I have to say. Because I have a lot to say about The Last Jedi. This video won't even be all of it. It couldn't possibly be all of it, because all that matters now is why this moment right here best exemplifies all that Star Wars is to me. Let's talk about... Yeah, hope is a big deal in The Last Jedi. Actually, it's a pretty big deal in Star Wars in general. If we go all the way back to 1970s.
And Dragon Ball.
And whatever you want. Whatever you want. Hey, whatever, hope. But the theme of hope here is very stupid because Admiral Holdo at one point just goes, Poe is begging, like, please, just tell us we have a plan. Everybody's dying here. We're all worried. It just goes, hope is like the sun. If you only believe in it when you can see it, you'll never accept anything. So it's just like, just believe and it's fine. She didn't even say, we have a plan. She just goes, hope.
Now, this would make a lot more sense if there was some type of spy and they didn't know who the spy was.
A lot of people say that.
But so it's just like, I'm not telling anybody the plan, but just trust in me and believe in me. But at this point, there is literally no reason to just go, hey, here's the plan, Commander. Like, fifth in the ranks, dude, that has done everything trustworthy. Here's the plan to rally the troops.
And she doesn't even say that there is a plan. She just goes, hope. And at some point, there was one scene where a dude was just in a little other ship. It was just like, okay, we're out of fuel. We're going down with the ship. It's been a pleasure. We're serving with you. And he blows up. And then she just goes, steady on. And then her pilot, who's right next to her, she just has a look up on her face like, what the f is going on? So she didn't even know, it looks like. There's no that is a really bad point in the movie that's just like, she's not telling anybody anything.
Back to 1977 and look at, well, there it is. Hope. Georgie Boy made sure the...
Really? This is what we're doing?
Yeah.
It is this because they spell it out in the very first movie in the title itself.
But we also have Return. We also have Last. Things like that. What about those? Return... can we just fit everything in the title into the themes? Attack. That's the theme.
By the time the 1981 re-release rolled around, we knew what was up, but even before the subtitle was attached to it, the OG Star Wars adventure had red-hot hope running through its veins. As a matter of fact, hope motivates the entire story here. A rebel princess trapped and cornered on her vessel by...
Doesn't that do it for almost anything where there's a subjugated people?
It makes it better to just go, look at this theme and look at all the things that tie into it.
The Galactic Empire, and totally out of options, loads the plans for the enemy superweapon that could change the tide of the conflict into a maintenance droid and sends it out onto a desert planet to find a hermit space wizard who could potentially deliver the plans to their intended destination. That might seem like nothing more than a desperate gamble, and like, yeah, it is, but that's what I think hope is all about. When you're the little guy fighting the losing battle against the combined might of organized intergalactic oppression, hope is all you have left, and that's what you've got to hold on to. I think writer-director Rian Johnson saw that at a really fundamental level and embedded that same kind of hope in The Last Jedi. I mean, it's right there in the opening crawl. When all feels lost, where do you find that spark of hope? When everything around you is falling apart and you're on the losing side, where do you find the inspiration to stay in the fight and not just give up?
But pause. What about the times... give up. This is a very perfect example. What about the times where characters do give up? Princess Leia just goes, nobody answered our call. It's all hope is lost. They go, is there any escape here? C-3PO, he goes, no, there's no escape here. When Rose and what's the black dude's name? Finn. When they let the animals go and it just goes, well, that was worth it to make them hurt. But now that there's a ship coming over the horizon, we're just dead. They had given up. There was no hope there. What about all those times? What about the times where they were both about to get their head cut off? There was no hope there.
And this is such a thing that's just spelled out in the Star Wars media. Even in Rogue One, at the end where Leia gets the little thingy and she just turns and goes, hope. What's that? Hope.
For Rey, Leia, and the entire Resistance, that spark is none other than Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master. If he can face down the whole First Order, then maybe, just maybe, they might actually stand a chance. But, Luke's gone. He's vanished. Our heroes spend the entirety of The Force Awakens trying to recover a fragment of a map to where they think Luke might be. I mean, no one really has any idea, but again, that's hope. The map to the first Jedi Temple on,
Why couldn't Leia feel where he was?
Why? Because he had cut himself off, you see. But here's the thing. Why did he go to the first Jedi Temple, a place that is so imbued with Force energy, to cut himself off? Why did he go there to quote-unquote die? Why did he just not throw himself into space to die? If he was just there to die... That's why this is worse. Crap like that.
Gamble, but with literally no other options.
But isn't that really a problem of the first movie?
I suppose.
That is just spelled out in this movie?
No, because he could have done whatever. He could have done whatever he wanted. He could have been like, he could have been like, I'm training. That's why I'm here. But Rian Johnson went, Luke is not here. We need Luke. We got Kylo. We know that Kylo trained with Luke. What happened there? You figured out Rian Johnson, and Rian Johnson could have been like, I'm training. Luke could have been, I'm training up. Kylo's very powerful. Snoke is very powerful. I need everything that I can. So I'm here to commune with the past Jedi. Yes, there's a bunch of stuff going on in the outside world. I know that. I feel it. I weep every night. But this is the only hope. If I go there right now, I'm dead. I need another 2 days or whatever. He could have done that, but he didn't. He just went, yeah, I'll cut myself off from the Force. I'm here to die. What about the person that you created, the super evil dude that's now the second in command of the entire Empire that's very evil, and this big, super big dude who's over there who's very powerful, and there's currently no Jedi other than you? I cut myself off from the Force. Who cares?
People can just easily cut themselves off from the Force, just like
I don't know.
Down.
This is the first time that it's happened, as far as I know, in the movie canon. It's the first time that it's happened.
Because if you cut yourself off from the Force and it's just like a complete shutdown, how can you just turn that back on? How can you even turn it off? Like, you would think it was some type of process.
It's a force that surrounds us. It binds us, is what Yoda says, but he can apparently just cut himself off.
And then he, at the end of the movie, becomes one with it. So he's at the lowest elevation of the Force, turns it back on, and then it's just the highest plane possible of it.
And becoming one with the Force, that's a very odd thing, because in the prequels, it was hinted that just like, you need to learn this thing. It was not Qui-Gon Jinn. It was his master. Or was Qui-Gon Jinn the master? No, Qui-Gon Jinn wasn't the master. I forget his master. But he was just like, once he died, Yoda was like, I'm communicating with him. He's going to teach me how to do the. So it's something that is to be learned. Unless Yoda taught him that off screen, which we don't know.
I can't say that, because it sounded like he was surprised that Yoda popped up after he killed that.
Indeed.
So unless he taught him at that moment to then do it like 3 hours later,
he brought himself back into the Force.
You would think that time of training to go, let me Force project myself and become one with the Force, will be better spent traveling to where they are.
No, he was a coward who needed to die the way that he began his journey. That was the whole thing. He wanted to set up that shot where the two suns thing. And how do you do that? Let me create a new Force ability. Well, this Force ability was already in the books. I don't care. It wasn't in the movies.
With literally no other options, they're all in. I mean, the Resistance needs Luke Skywalker. And so, when Rey finally finds him, she carries with her the hope of everyone in the galaxy who opposes the tyranny of the First Order. And not just that, no. Rey finds herself standing before the only person that she believes can show her her place in all this, that can show her where an ordinary orphan...
There's no reason why she and Chewbacca were the only two people that should have went there. That was an entire
But they
ship.
weren't. R2-D2.
R2-D2 as well, I suppose.
No.
I suppose.
Also character.
Why Rey? Why not his sister?
Huh?
His strong-willed sister that would just like cut this Luke, let's rock, instead of this person he don't know. But apparently, if you look into the third movie, it was just like, oh, we knew you were Palpatine this whole time.
That's why that movie's worse.
Oh boy, that's a stinky lie. But yeah, crap like that. It's like, why did she go? Why? You got people who are still alive who were in the previous war who knew Luke. There's this like little alien named Nub or something like that. He knows Luke. Why not him? If you go, they need Leia to control the everything, all that. Bull
Why
crap.
not seek out somebody that?
Why not somebody? Why not Lando? Leia was in talks with Lando. They were on Lando and Luke were on a mission before. Then they just lost contact. Why didn't you just go, here's where Luke is, go get him. You know who Luke is.
But they did send somebody to Luke knew. Chewbacca. And R2-D2.
He had one line with them.
It's two more people that he knows than one person he don't know.
You would think did he even go, who are you?
No, he says, I don't care who you are or what you're here for.
from Jakku fits in amongst the illustrious heroes that surround her. She holds out the symbol of all that hope, Anakin's lightsaber, an artifact of the old Jedi Order, a relic of the Skywalker legacy lost over 3 decades ago, and when Luke takes it in his hands, I see the emotion it stirs in him etched right across his face, and then... okay. See, I feel like The Last Jedi is actually interrogating hope as a concept in Star Wars.
Whoa! Deconstruction?
Yeah, boy, we haven't been here for a while.
Subversion?
Oh, boy, we have not been in the deconstruction train for a while. We've been in the themes and all them and the subversion. We've not gone to the deconstruction for a while. This is interesting. I like this. No.
What is he doing?
Oh, you have to regain your hope. Hope isn't just something that you just have. You got to regain it.
So, did they all lose hope and then regain it? Or were they just like, nah, we're going to keep fighting?
Luke did.
Yeah, but what about Finn who went, I'm going to drive myself right into that cannon because I'm not stopping?
No, that was his hopeful nature.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, well, I hope this works.
Yep.
That's what he said.
Hope. It worked for that lady. Why can't it work for me?
Oh, boy. 1 in a million shot. So what happens?
That's why that movie's working.
What happens if she light speeds and harmlessly light speeds a foot behind the entire troop? Why was Homeboy so scared if it was a 1 in a million shot? He was just like, when they were turning around.
And then don't forget in Rise of Skywalker where Finn sees Rose for the first time in forever, it's just like, hey, cool.
You stay here, buddy, and just taps her on the shoulder. No kind of affection. Get that bush out of here. We ain't got time for you.
That's why that movie's
Oh,
worse.
boy. Oh, that was one of those things where, look, the people ain't digging you. them toys ain't moving.
But why
you
are
sit
they
on the
digging
shelf.
her?
She was very largely worthless in this movie.
But she was a character.
Yeah.
So why do they... It wasn't even just like, she's worthless, so I don't like her. There was vitriolic hatred for her and the actress.
Yeah, it was very odd. I don't understand that. People are very protective of their brands.
Sure.
And
did she worsen their brand?
I could see people going, you took time away from Finn going with Poe or with Rey, because we didn't really see him interacting with either of them throughout that entire movie. It was mostly just her. And then in the third movie, there's like their buddy. All of them just like, oh, this is our 15th adventure together, crap like that. So I can see people going, you took time away from stuff that I wanted to see.
But isn't that super baby mode?
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Do you think these people aren't baby mode?
I suppose I don't.
Dude, people accepted crap like Snoke just dying.
Yes, they did.
Mike was just like, no, it's fine because we didn't get anything from the Emperor. It's like, okay, but you have to realize that was the beginning of a story. We don't need to learn how this is just like, okay, the Empire has fallen. Now it's risen back up because of this dude. We need to learn about this dude. We don't really need to learn about the Emperor back then. He's an evil force. This is the first movie. Whatever. We can't be spending time with that. But we need to at least learn how he got to this position. Snoke, I mean.
No.
That's why this movie is worse.
My relationship with it, Luke taking that symbol of hope and just lobbing it over a cliff like it's nothing is shocking, no doubt about it.
What?
But
Yeah, I guess it is.
Why did they do multiple takes of that?
Maybe it was a deleted scene.
Why
like an
would he
alternate
just
scene.
not solemnly drop it? It would have been so good if he was just holding it and it just closes up on his hands and he just drops his hand, but the lightsaber is still up there with the Force, and then he slowly drops it with the Force, but he cut himself off from the Force. That doesn't matter, but whatever. That would have been a whole lot better than
what if he drops it and she like stops it?
Yeah, that would have been great.
From hitting the ground or
anything
something.
other than that comedic beat of just leave me alone, I want to die. Rah.
That's the point, right? I mean, what
That's
did
the
we
point.
actually
Everything is the point. Anything that happens in the story is the point, unless it's mistaken, like the car in the background of Lord of the Rings. That's the point. It's not an argument. That the point is not proving anything. I forgot he said he wasn't trying to prove anybody.
Yes, that is the point. But is it good?
Is it good? Does it fit? Does it track? If Luke just started breathing fire. It's like, well, that's the point of the scene for the mystery.
If a good artist purposely makes a bad song, and that's the point to make a bad song, is it not a bad song? It's a good way that they did their point, but they made a bad song. So, that's the point, but was it good?
He was just going to be all like,
"Oh my god, I'm so sorry for dipping like that in a time of crisis. What can I do to help?"
hey, no shame at all. That's totally what I expected. I, like Rey and Leia and the entire Resistance, 100% thought it was going to go down that way, or at least something along those lines, but that would have just been so easy. Their fate...
Oh, what?
What's wrong with easy?
What's wrong with that?
Sometimes the thing that people want is the best solution.
Yeah, you don't need to subvert. Sometimes the most obvious thing is the best thing.
It's like wrestling. People want to see X fight Y. But you wouldn't go, oh, that's so easy. Let's have X fight B instead and Y fight C. And they just never fight. And then you throw it away on some who gives a raw. No. I want to see these two fight. Let me see that. That's the most simple solution. And they've made billions off such a simple concept. It's the easiest thing.
And you could go, yeah, Luke is disillusioned and stuff, but show that. Don't just go, he's smiling on the rocks, looking at his dad and Yoda and everybody, and then 30 years later, he's just like, murmur, and we don't see any of that? That's kind of bad, don't you think? Other than one flashback shown from 3 different perspectives. That's all we got for the whole reason why he's letting the entire galaxy be ruled by the Empire. His sister, his friends, everybody. We got one flashback. A total of maybe a minute of flashback. That's all we got. Explore that some more. Flesh it out. But no, it's nothing but that.
Easy. Their faith and my own would have been immediately rewarded if we rest our hopes on the heroes of old. They'll save us. End of story. I think Luke holding fast...
Again, it could have been so much better if you were just like, I'm just not strong enough. I can't. And then you have to bring him up from that other than just, I cut myself completely off from the Force, ... whatever.
Okay. Why does the story need to be that they get Luke and the issue is resolved? Why can't they write around they get Luke, but he's not good enough, or he dies, or whatever, or Kylo does some underhanded tactics, or some other character that was with them betrays them and stabs Luke in the back?
Yeah.
There's like, so many options.
I taught Kylo everything that I knew. Plus, he got all of Snoke's teaching. He's younger. He's faster.
He's more ruthless.
I've got more experience, but he's got everything else. What am I going to do?
There's options beyond just, oh, Luke's here? Oh, yay, we win.
I think Luke holding fast and being like, nope, I bailed for a reason, paves the way for something far stronger. Something.
What was that reason?
He gave Kylo the crazy eyes. That was the reason.
You lost. But yeah, it's such a piss poor reason why he just gave up.
Wasn't it something like through Jedi teachings, you could become in tune with the dark side, and that's why it needs to stop, because you could turn to the dark side because of
that's
our
why
teaching.
he said the Jedi needs to end. But he should have just been like, the Jedi needs to end once I eliminate all the Jedis, including Snoke, my nephew, and then myself.
Something like Mordo, where in Doctor Strange, where it's just like, there's too many fucking wizards. I'm gonna go wizard hunting.
Yeah, but this was just like sorry
to cut you off. Bounty hunter, not even bounty hunter, Jedi hunter Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, just like, hey, Master Luke, what are you doing? Oh, now I gotta fight Luke Skywalker. That'd have been great. But it was just, I made Kylo go over to the dark side. I'm not gonna do anything to remedy that, but kill myself on this force-filled island and cut myself off from the Force.
More complex and challenging.
You can write a complex and challenging story
Absolutely.
outside of having to do precisely this.
Absolutely. It's unbelievably easy.
And complex and challenging does not equate to good. Was it good?
We've given so many different alternatives to this Luke. And complex, him just doubting himself, even though he's Luke Skywalker, savior of the galaxy, doubting himself from this kid who
every
has the
day
same
I
blood
grow
as him.
stronger, but he grows 2 times stronger than that. So for every day I train, it's like he's trained for 2 days. I don't know if I can ever catch up to him. That's why I came here, to become so in tune with the Force that hopefully I can catch up and get to a point where I can face off with him.
Boom. And then she's just like, but you're Luke Skywalker, savior of the galaxy. You're a legend. You're a myth. All this stuff. You know, I'm not good enough, though.
Yes,
what
it's just
if
that
I'm not good
a
enough?
myth, a legend.
Stuff like that. Easy.
Oh, no, easy. That's a no, complex.
Too easy. Crap.
easy.
We gotta make this harder.
Yeah, we gotta complex this up.
He lost his robot arm. He doesn't have maintenance on it, and thus he only has one arm now.
The
He's
milk
not
is
as
rusting
good.
it.
Yeah, boy. There you go.
Something far stronger, something I find more complex and challenging and ultimately more powerful. When we meet Luke again in The Last Jedi, he's done a pretty hard reset on his life. Consider it a later life crisis of sorts, except rather than taking it up on a tropical beach with a Twi'lek waitress and blue milk cosmopolitan in hand, he's gone full hermit on a hidden island occupied by fish nuns and gerbil chickens. And Chewie, why would you even want to eat one of those? Look at them! Luke's the last of the Jedi Order, and after losing his nephew to the dark side through the briefest instinctual urge, one that he immediately backed down on, mind you, he's ready.
Nope. He had to say that. So again, this has been said so many times. Luke Skywalker. He goes, "This is your father, the second most evil mother in the entire galaxy. He's slain hundreds of Jedis. He's been evil for so long. He all but pressed the button to destroy Alderaan, your sister's home planet." And he goes, I'm still gonna drop my weapon and go, "You gonna be good, father, or kill me. That I'm not gonna fight you anymore." He's that hopeful, yeah, that he would just go, not once but twice, just go, "Well, this is just my death." Dropped himself off when he goes, "You're my son. Join me and and we're gonna rule the galaxy." He just goes, "No," and falls off. And then the second time he goes, "All right, now kill your father and join by my side." He goes, "No, I'm a Jedi like my father before me, him right over there. And so I'm gonna drop my weapon. I'm not gonna kill him. You kill me, whatever happens." But then his dad said, why would he go through all of that for the second most evil mother in the entire galaxy when he just had an inkling on his nephew? Was just like, I felt a little bit of darkness in him, and so I hit him with the crazy eyes.
He said he felt the darkness and that he would never come back. And then throughout his life, he struggled with light and darkness.
He's still struggling.
And then he turned to the light side at the end.
So you're just like, nah, he's 100% evil.
forever. Never gonna be nothing else.
You looked in your old daddy eyes one time and just like, yeah, he can be changed.
Not even his eyes.
His horrible robot mask. But this dude, your nephew, the son of your sister and your best friend, who you've been training for, we don't know how long, let's say years. Let's say 3-4 years. That you've been training all that time. You get an inkling of it, and you go, nah, rip, son. It's go time. Not let's talk to him. Let me try to change him. Not, hey, what's going on? I'm gonna kill him in his sleep.
Okay.
Not face to face like, I'm stronger than you. You try anything, you're dead. Let's talk about this.
At what point does an inkling become premeditation? Because was he just in the hut and just went, holy, what was that feeling of the dark side? Here comes the saber. Or was Kylo sleeping in his own hut? Luke walked up with his lightsaber and went, I feel it, I gotta kill him.
He had to wake up, feel it, grab his lightsaber, walk all the way to wherever it was. All that time he had no kind of like, maybe this is wrong. But as soon as he saw him, he went, oh crap, what am I doing? All that time where he had the time to, because he didn't just teleport there, he had to travel there and just go, okay, I am traveling there with the intention to murder my nephew, who I have an inkling of darkness within.
This is supposed to be one of the greatest Jedis in history, a legend, a myth, and he can feel the goodness in his father, but he can't feel any goodness in his kid. He's 100% dark side forever.
And he just go, yeah, Snoke had already gotten to him. When? How? Why aren't we showing any of that? What do you mean by that, Luke? What do you mean he had already gotten to him? If he had already gotten to him to the degree that you were, what you're talking about, why was he already just not slaying kids? It would have been better if he would just walked into a Jedi hut and he was just slaying people, but he was just sleeping. He was not acting on any of those evil impulses. This one is worse.
To just fade into obscurity and let the ancient Jedi religion fade with him.
No. You do that when you take care of business.
Yeah. Get rid of all the rest of them that feel that, and then you can fade into obscurity.
So here's what happened. You created a monster.
The monster got too powerful, and now you can't control the monster. Well, you.
One day. But yeah, you created that monster. You have full knowledge of not only Snoke, but the third movie implies that you were on the hunt for the Wayfinder in order to. Yes, yeah. I was about to say change, but then it was hunt. But you were on the hunt for the Wayfinder in order to find Palpatine, so you knew of Palpatine's existence too. So you just go, here are 3 of the most evil people in the entire world. All of them are insanely powerful. And I'm just gonna plus the Knights of Ren who are assumed to be the students of Luke's school that Kylo got with him. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's ever confirmed, that was just like a theory. So you got, but the 3 of the most evil people, you just go, nah, Jedi needs to end. Even though you knew that you were training with your sister, as shown in the 3rd movie. You knew that she is also a Jedi and very powerful. Why did you not go, let's both go on this island? You can't just go, crap, I made another evil it's time for the Jedi to end.
Why couldn't Leia train Rey?
She did in the 3rd movie.
That's why that movie's worse.
No. She has shown her Jedi potential, sir.
That movie's terrible, dude.
But she has shown her Jedi potential,
okay.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir.
You know what? It's not even a point. One day we're going to talk about that one, too.
Boy.
We're going to get a Rise of Skywalker.
Into obscurity and let the ancient Jedi religion fade with him. And hey, that was no easy thing for me to stomach at first. Old man Luke is a long way from the 19-year-old kid we first met stranded on Tatooine with dreams of sailing through the stars, but since then, and after all he's been through, Luke has had a lot of time to think, and I feel like a lot of the conclusions he draws, challenging as they might be, actually have a whole lot of wisdom behind them.
Now that they're extinct, the Jedi are romanticized, deified. But if you strip away the myth and look at their deeds, the legacy of the Jedi is failure.
I mean, like, yeah, I totally get where he's coming.
But he had the word that said yeah, so
No.
I'm gonna trust the word on the screen more than whoever you are.
Who
People don't even know your name.
Who turned Anakin?
Why would I
Was
trust
it a
you?
Jedi? Was it just like, you're evil now? Or was it the dude, the most evil dude?
The most evil mother in the galaxy.
What failure did they have? That's the biggest failure that I can think of is Anakin, but imagine if it was just, because, again.
Okay, but then when you say the greatest triumph is Luke, and that he turned the greatest failure?
And that cancels it all out. But you could go, this dude is the chosen one. We can't just send him back to that bum town of his. Because what if the most evil dude gets them as a raw, untrained person and trains them up to be basically Star Killer from the games?
Those games were hype.
That
game was hype too. Was kind of
Yeah. But yeah, we need to discuss where his failures is, because I need to know.
Coming from, they might have been the galaxy's greatest warriors, but they were also pretty morally all over the place and lived by more contradictions than I can...
Yeah, they were people with different ideas and stuff. Jedi are not just one big conglomerate and it's just some glob that everything just kind of shoots out of. It's a multitude of people that run a council and all types of shit.
Yeah, they have
it's like a government.
Beliefs. That's why there's multiple of them, so they can have discussions. That's why Qui-Gon Jinn's master was just like, yeah, we're going to train this boy. And then when they got in front of him, they were like, no.
Actually,
no. Actually, this is the worst idea ever.
Hard pass.
Nay. Send them back to the slave planet.
All those in favor? Nay. Hex nay.
Probably count. Seedy old Sheev took over everything from right under their noses and then wiped them all out. That's not exactly the most inspiring of legacies.
Okay, but what happened there? He had a multi-step plan to get into power. It wasn't like, and they didn't know that he was the most evil mother in the galaxy. He was just some dumb senator. He was just some whatever dude. And then it was just like, oh crap, this is bad. Now you could be like, why didn't they feel him? Why didn't they just go, all right, everybody circle up, we do a midichlorian test? Yo, Palpatine, why do you have a midichlorian of 1 billion? This must be some mistake.
Your machine is clearly broken. Zap. See, broken.
But yeah, stuff like that. What do you mean it's not the most inspiring legacy? And what do you mean it's not the most inspiring legacy? 30 years in the future, they're all myths. Nobody's talking about the Jedi. Nobody knows about them.
Look at Rome and all the atrocities and poor management and everything that happened there. And look at all the people that still to this day are inspired by those legacies. That means nothing.
It's meaningless. What if you don't just look at the bad stuff that they do. You look at the good stuff. You go, yeah, they were the protectors of the galaxy, whatever. But look at
but they had a bunch of different ideas. So clear monsters.
The most inspiring of legacies, and I think Luke feels pretty disillusioned by all that now that the very same thing happened to him with Ben.
What did he know of the Jedi? Because they were all wiped out before him. He had one dude that trained him, another dude that trained him who was in exile for X amount of years, and then what?
A bunch of books.
If we're looking at horror movie canon, he got nothing but what he knows. And I guess him communicating with Jedi of the past. But if he was communicating with the Jedi of the past, do you think those Jedi would be like, yo, we were kind of we kind of won,
bro?
Or would you be
we failed?
We've done. Or would they be like, we did everything that we could? We were the protectors, we were the sabers, yes, but we can only do so much. What do you mean?
The cyclical nature of the whole light side, dark side, Jedi, Sith thing, and all.
Okay, if the Jedi are done, are the Sith done?
No.
Okay then. So what do we do to oppose the Sith if we don't have people trained in the same type of powers? How do we oppose lightning fingers?
We need... I don't figure it out.
Get some wood, y'all. I don't know.
but he just goes, they'll figure it out. Let them do it. But the Jedi need to end. Do you think that the Sith are just like, yeah, there's no more Jedi, so the Sith needs to end as well?
Oh, there's nobody to play with no more. Oh, I guess we just stopped too.
There's gonna be motherfuckers out there in the entire galaxy, if Luke's plan were to come to fruition, just choking people from feet away, just killing them outright, and with nobody to oppose them.
And a bunch of unrefined people that can use the Force, like that little kid or something.
Yeah, a lightsaber is a monstrous weapon. You're just cleaving through fools.
We saw what Darth Vader did alone to a whole fleet of people.
Guns and everything. How are you training up against that? What do you have against it? You can't just be like, the Jedi needs to end.
If you wanna replace the Jedi with something else,
make your own little thing. Just like, look, these are the Jedi teachings of the past. You don't get to love, you don't get to feel, none of that. We're not doing that. We're training you guys to feel as much as you do, but feel the right stuff.